a lot of folks like to mobile hunt. They walk in and they
Mm.
hang and hunt tree stands during the fall. Maybe this is a time, Kent, if people are new to that and getting started in mobile deer hunting, going in, doing some hanging hunts, uh, a couple nights a week, maybe go out and do a hang set in your yard if you have a tree that's good enough and tear it down and maybe practice that way.
Yeah, if someone has never done any hanging hunts before, um, they need to try it, because you're going to find out a lot of things about yourself that you didn't know previously, right? I remember when I first started doing some hanging hunts. Um, First of all, it was one of those things like, oh, I got my lone wolf in my truck. I'm just gonna, right after work here, I'm gonna grab my lone wolf and I'm gonna go walk out there into the woods. I'm gonna slap it on a tree right on a nice pinch point that I know of, and I'm gonna get after it. And then when I did it, it's like, okay, where's the tree? And there's a guy actually not far from us, Brent, Emmett Enyart. He does the Extreme Elements Outdoors channel on YouTube, and he has designed uh, his own climbing sticks that I think, as of this last winter, he was advertising as the lightest climbing sticks on the market. And the brand is Cat Trax, Catrax. And I'm really interested in giving some of those a try, just to try and make that easier to do. But you're right. Folks need to be practicing that because of the reasons that I just mentioned. It'll show you how out of shape you are. It'll show you how much time you're actually going to need. It'll show you the importance of picking your trees. Yes, you can be mobile and you can technically choose a tree on the fly, but that is much easier said than done, because once you get out there, you realize, wow, that tree is way too crooked, or it's got way too much junk in the way. I'll never get a clear shot, or it's going to leave me totally exposed. All the different things, right? That all the different things that we run into when we're wanting to do a hang and hunt. And so, yeah, I agree. Like, along with practicing with your bow, if you're going to want to do some hanging hunts, um, get a gym membership for one, and then get out in your yard and practice with them, because it is a bear to be, but the payoff is huge. I would say the best, most consistent big buck killers that do not have a whole bunch of pre-hung sets on some private farm that they own or something like that. So guys that are hunting public land or permission land and they're bouncing around between farms, those guys, they have mastered the art of doing a hang and hunt. And even look at, the founder of Lone Wolf, Andre DeQuisto, probably one of the best big buck killers in the last 30 years, period. Not just in Iowa, not just in Illinois, not just in Wisconsin, just period. Essentially invented the hang and hunt, mobile tree stand system as we use it today. And same thing goes for climbers. I've never used a climber. They scare me too bad. That is definitely, I mean, any tree stand is a safety concern, but climbers, I feel you need to be even a little bit more cautious, and you might even have to prep a tree a little bit more too, to make sure you have a clear path to get up that tree and no branches in the way. But yeah, I think that's a great point, Brent, is if you want to do mobile hunting, you need to be practicing that just like you're practicing with your bow.